Works World. This is a show hosted today by Robert Moore, broadcast from Canada. And all I want to do is share my story. My story um, begins when I was a child. I felt like I wasn't belonging with my friends and school, and I didn't know why. I think I was introverted at that time, and it just became a situation that it really bothered me emotionally, and I started subconsciously hiding my emotions. My dad remarried his high school sweetheart, and they had another child, and I think the stepmom she was a hothead at times. I guess she didn't know how to deal with her anger, and she spoiled her son, and I'm the one that took all the emotional hurt. As time went on, my delinquent behaviors acted out through the community. What happened is from there is I ended up going to jail for several times for misbehaving, my delinquent behaviors. Actually, it was I think about 30 charges I ended up with fights, robberies, and just things that I guess I was looking for attention. As I got sick of that, tired, because I lived on the streets for 7 years at that period of time too. So when I started drinking at an early age, at 13 years old, and I started living on the street, I was drinking myself. I became from a lot of friends to no friends. So I was basically by myself at this time. And I felt really alone, lonely, hard to come by with meet people. I felt like I started hating everything. I started really getting deep in myself in depression. Next thing you know, I wanted to get some help. Brampton, Ontario, Canada, Ontario there. I went to detox. And I went there several times in and out through the years. And I did not stop until one day. September 5th, 2005, I decided that it was time, I guess. I felt it, that it was time to move on. And what happened is from there, I went to detox. I phoned and I asked for some extra help. When I asked for the extra help, they gave me the extra help. I didn't expect it to come so fast. It was just bang. I ended up getting in a treatment center a week later. That started my journey. Today, I am 11 years clean sober. I do have social, you see all my degrees behind me. I have a social service worker diploma. I have addictions degree. I also have my BA in psychology. I have fundamentals of mental health crisis, and working on my master's of counseling right now to polish off by December. I wrote 3 books. My third one's going to be published on November 30th, which it's a huge accomplishment. I'm a bestsellers list. I made number 3 in Canada. I'm very proud of that. And I thank you for whoever did buy my book, whoever you are in the world. I really want to get my book to be number 1 because it's not about me making the money. It's not about that at all. It's about getting a message out. And when you're reading my book, I put some psychology in it so people that aren't addicted will understand the addicted person. What I mean by that is I put it through that. I walk you through emotions that I went through. We all have emotions. We all understand emotions. So it's easy to be able to understand what I went through and how I was feeling by walking through those emotions with you. And I really, really am excited about hearing future feedback. It's not hard to really deal with things today. I do stay structured. I am a counselor, registered counselor, and I'm also registered a therapist. So I own my own business, Robert Moore Counseling Services, and I've also intertwined with a buddy of mine, Ronald B. Slesser, which is we're associates together and we're working together at Newmarket, Ontario, which is Canada still. I do traveling, I do motivational speaking, and I really enjoy myself. I really enjoy seeing other people smile when they can't understand something at first. To bring them to that actual smile is amazing. It's amazing to be able to do that. So I'm really feeling that. It's really comfortable.
Wow. So your book title says it all, actually.
Yeah, well, it does. Yeah, from the new book that I'm releasing November 30th is From Rock Bottom to Success.
So what made you choose this particular arrangements of words? They're very powerful.
Well, it's a revert from my second book, because my second book was my journey through addictions to salvation, and I just felt I never liked that name. It never really connected with me. It was my cat. It never really connected.
Hello, cat. What's her name?
It never really connected with me, that name, and it was. I always wanted to have a different name, and I waited and waited and waited. Just like Jack Canfield says, if you're not happy with your name, change it. Put it to something that's going to be a lot better, and it's going to move better for the people, and it talks more volume. This name talks a lot more volume.
So you believe in the power of words?
I do.
So what changing the words made for you? Help you change the narrative? You're saying to yourself each time when the stuff was going on, and how you managed to trade the less good words, let's call it that way, for these great words you are using now.
Well, I didn't also just change the words, and now I changed 60% of the book, because I feel like when I change something, I have to change a lot more than just the wording of the book. I wanted to make it more appealing, more active, that people look at it and they say, okay, this here's when it speaks volume. Those words there actually explain the whole book right there in those little words. Just simple words like that.
So you got both sides, both ends of the journey already, and the rest of us, we perhaps could not even imagine how it feels to go through those emotions when you feel totally alienated, when you feel you don't belong with anyone around you,
Mm-hmm.
when you are perhaps in a room full of people, but is nobody for you. You are the only one there. And
Yeah.
I was wondering how you managed to trade those emotions for the emotion you are experiencing now, when you are very successful. People are coming up to you, you attract them because of the solution you created for them, because of the way you solve the problem you had, and now you transfer that solution onto them. How that feels?
That feels good. It feels good to be able to have people come up to me and say you've done well. But at first, I'll tell you right now, at first, when people were telling me, oh, you're achieving, you're doing really well, I admire you in that, it really, I did not know how to understand that. I didn't know how to identify those emotions, because I wasn't used to hearing that. I was always used to hearing you're not going to appeal to anything if you keep coming the way you're going. And that's all I heard was the negativity. So when I heard the negativity, it was like stuck in my head that I wasn't going anywhere. And then finally I just said, the heck with it, I'm going places and I'm achieving. And you know what? I'm only at the beginning of my achievement as far as I'm concerned, because I'm going to go rocket high. I'm somehow or another, I'm going high. You know, I love doing motivational speaking. If I get one person out of 50, my expectations, because high expectations I've noticed always make a person feel degressed. They feel depressed because they do not get their achievements. And you know what? A small goal will lead to a big goal, but you have to make that evolution happen by taking one step at a time.
So what's next step? So now your book is about to be launched. We can't wait to grab it and have it in our hands. Personally, I'm very, very excited about your next book. And I truly hope you'll be able to join us on the red carpet at the Authors Awards ceremony in London at the end of December. And that will be another experience for your belt. Red carpet experience is a red carpet experience. Nobody can take that away from you. So what's the next step?
The next step, like I said, I do a lot of motivational speaking. I just want to be able to help those that need to be helped. I mean, I empower those. I want to do the book signings. I want to do motivational speaking. I want to keep doing counseling to help those in need, and make sure that when I'm doing that, I'm keeping myself in track, because you can always get lost in that, right?
I know you've been helping so many people around the world, and I know that you help somebody who our listeners already know, and they keep him in the greatest esteem. And they met him at the Radio Wars World Awards in London this month, at the very beginning of this month. And now they can't wait for him to come to the Authors Award ceremony in December. And I know you've been, in your kindness, you've been able to understand him better than other people who
Yeah,
did not experience what you did. So tell us more.
Yeah, the person you're talking about is Forrest Willett. He was there not long ago, actually. He actually came to me before he wrote his book. And I launched my first book at that time. My first book was There's More to Life, M-O-O-R-E, my last name, Robert Moore.
Wow. That's more to life. I love that. Very clever.
So he came to me and he says, Rob, how do I write a book? So I kind of mentored him doing his first book, and we were talking. We met up quite a bit, had coffee. And Forrest has made #1 with 2 books. And he's honored me in this book by doing a foreword for me in my book. And I said, it's a treat. It's an honor to have a friend like this. I mean, we both live in Canada. We both do motivational speaking. We both took Jack Canfield's course. He's taken it more in depth, obviously, because he travels around the world teaching it. I want to teach other things. There's other things going on with me, my business partner, that we're actually going to be doing online stuff.
So it's always in your mind. Actually, the more I think about your story and what you've been through and what you experienced, and especially your passion for what you are building and bridging the point of origin where your clients are at the beginning of the journey to where you are taking them, the more I see it's not even about you. It's always about the people you are helping.
That's right. That's right. Because you know what? I'm already successful. I'm already at a nice, comfortable level. And you know what? There's people struggling out there. They do not know how to make that first step. If it wasn't for one person believing in me, all through my journey, if it wasn't for that first person believing in me, I don't think I'd be here today. It took one person to believe in me in order for me to step forward and say, you know what, I think I start believing in myself now. And I gave it an inch at a time, and I started going with hope.
Wow. So we had a couple of shows. Actually, we had a broadcasting series about the one and only. When you become the person, you grow into the person who can deliver your life purpose, simply because somebody believed in you when you couldn't believe in yourself.
That's correct. I mean, it's all because
a very powerful message. Yes.
Yeah. Well, see, I was so depressed for so many years. I was just angry at the world, but I was really not angry at the world. I was actually taking the anger out at the world. I was actually angry with myself, internally, and I couldn't figure out how to identify that. See, I do a lot of anger management. I teach a lot of it. And I also do a lot of expression with emotions. I get people to learn the emotions, strip them down from their emotions, and try and re-identify them so they have a reason, positive reason for those emotions while they're going on in life. So next week, so say hypothetically next week, they have that same emotion and they remember, oh, last week I did this and it worked out really well. So now they can identify that emotion, and now they go on with a positive emotion, and they just strive with positive, and they just look at small goals and make them bigger. It's endless what you can do. It's very endless.
So the butterfly effect. What is your best, the key message for today, Robert?
The key message is for today, it doesn't matter who you are. It could be right from a judge to someone living on the street. We all are affected by something. Depression, it could be alcohol, booze, drugs, whatever it may be. The point is, you know what? If you're feeling out of sorts, you're feeling that things aren't right, grab the help you need. It doesn't matter who you go to. I mean, try and go to a professional if possible, because someone at the same level can't teach you because of the fact of they haven't been taught themselves. So I always tell people to grab a mentor of some sort. I have several mentors, and one's in businesses, one's in different styles of attitudes and different styles of things. Like, you know, Jack Canfield, I take his course. Bob Proctor, my business partner, Donald S. Lesser, he mentors me in the business side, and we each mentor each other in different ways in that business. You know, and then even Forrest Willett, he's inspired me to do better too. I mean, I don't compare myself to him. I would never do that, but we're just beautiful, complementing each other in that way. So it works out really well. I mean, I love the fact that he's actually moving forward and he's coming out of that rut that he was in.
Oh, I'm telling you, Robert, when he enters the room, the room lighten up. Is as if he takes us all into a different level of understanding and of kindness. And like he says in his book, humankind, be both.
Yeah, for sure. See, we both got different journeys, right? We both got different journeys. His was with the car accident where it all started. He lost all his businesses and everything else, right? And he couldn't even talk, he couldn't walk, couldn't do anything, and he had to relearn all that. I never went through that aspect. I had to learn how to live in society when I suppressed it so long with booze and drugs. And I literally was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. I didn't know what to do.
I think we are reaching the end of the show for now, and I hope you'll be back, and hopefully you'll decide at some point to have your own show, regular show, so our listener could listen and learn more from you and connect with you. From both of us, until next time, human is kind, and kindness is human. Goodbye.
Thank you.